Welcome back to Prof E Plays. I'm Prof E, and here we're going to get into Heroes of Adventure a little bit more. Now, again, I don't actually have any plans to actually play this game. 'Cause honestly, right now, um, I think my playtime is taken up. But one thing that I do want to try out are some of the tools that come with this game. Now, for those that have not watched the previous episode, that's fine. It was just pure character creation. It was like 15 minutes, if that. Honestly, it was like an 11, 12-minute video, one of the shortest videos I've ever done. Um, but this system, Heroes of Adventure, is available. It's a 3-volume set you get PDFs of for free, entirely free from Nameless Creator. Is the name right, of the creator of the system. Right, so you have the player's guide, which we used last time to create a character. Very fast process, beautiful. This time we're going to be using parts of the referee guide, right, which allows you to do all kinds of things. That gives you advice on how to run various kinds of encounters and different types of adventure scenarios and the like. And what we're going to be doing is building a region using that system. There's also a third volume, which is the Monster Compendium. So let's get into how this book advises building a region using random um, generation, right? So what we need here, uh, so a few principles. So one, the area that we are going to be in, it's called the Fallen Lands, is the name of the setting. Now it is only recently exiting a Dark Age period. Settlements are generally going to be pretty isolated with just some local trade connections. So there really isn't. We don't have to worry about like these big trade networks or anything like that. Travel's going to be dangerous. There aren't really a lot of roads, right? Wilderness is pretty dangerous as well, right? Right. And there are lots of secrets as well. So, what we need to do in terms of tools, they suggest you need, they say A4 hex paper, but because I'm an American, I don't use A4 paper. I instead use letter size paper, right? So, just standard 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, a set of 6 polyhedral dice. So, we have from the D4 up to the D20 there. And this one, each of these hexes is going to represent 6 miles. Now, just so you know, these are roughly, I think it's 1 centimeter edge to edge, approximately. There might be 1 centimeter tip to tip, but something along those lines. Okay, so here's what we need to do. Right, so we lay out the hex map here, right, and then we take our dice. Right, so the first step here, um, I guess maybe the first stage might be a better way to describe this, is we use a dice drop method, right? So we take these dice, we roll them. The first thing that we're going to end up with are mountains and hills. And so I'm just going to roll it like this. Okay, so what do we have? It says you go by whatever value you've rolled. So this one, 8. So right here, I'm just going to write an 8. All right, here is going to be a 6. Right, here's going to be a 5. Here's going to be a 4. Then down here on the edge is going to be another 5, right? And then a 2, right? Now, any number from 1 to 3 would be considered small, which means we should draw about a 2 centimeter, um, I guess, shape or basically a circle. Right around anything that's 1 to 3 would be small, 4 to 6 would be medium. Medium would be about 4 centimeters, right? And then finally, or that's not finally, but 7 to 9 would be large. I don't have anything 10 or higher. 10 or higher would be huge. Huge would be 8 centimeters across. So we're just going to go one by one through them, right? So number 8, this says, is a large one, so it'd be a total of 6 centimeters across. So if this is 1 centimeter here, so we had basically this, we need to go, okay, this 1, 2, 3. So basically up here, approximately. So I'm going to draw something like this as my shape. Right, so there are those hills here. 6 here, this would just be 4 centimeter across. Right, so from here too, so basically like this. I will say I'm not the best circle drawer, and this one similarly. Okay, down here a 4 is still medium, so again we're going to do about something like this. I'm doing way better at drawing these circles than I expected, to be 100% honest. Five is again still medium. So this one, two, so this is about here. So this is just on the edge of the map. That was lame. Okay, and this one about 2 centimeters across. This would be very small here. Okay, so those are hills. Now, what else does it say? It says to merge mountains and hills where the shapes are close or overlap. These two are really close, so I'm actually going to merge them together. So it's just something like this, right? And then we need to also add contour lines. So it says for higher numbered areas, we draw additional contour lines, one for medium, two for large, three for huge areas. So we'll just draw extra contour lines just to show that you are in fact going higher up here, right? Okay, and these are all medium. So this one, they're like these two peaks side by side with kind of a valley between them, or a pass between them, perhaps. All right, and this one, there, and we don't have additional contour lines for the small. All right, so those are all hills. Now, to make sure that I know they're hills, I'm going to label them as hills, just because otherwise I will forget that that is what these are. Okay, hills, hills, and hills, and finally, hills. Right, and that's it for hills. Right, so we have some sense of what the terrain looks like now. The next thing we need are water sources. So again, we use the same dice drop method. So we take our 6 dice, a 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and 20, and we roll them again. Right, drop them here, and then each of these numbers. So what we have here, anything that's a 1 to a 3 would be a river. Anything 4 to 6 would be where a river splits in two. 7 to 9, there's a small lake or several tributaries separating from the river. And anything 10 or higher is where there would be a large lake or a coast, right? So, and it says these should head toward a coastline or sea. Well, I don't know what we see yet. So let's go ahead and just write down our numbers. So this one would be a 4 here, a 10 here, a 3 here, a 1 here, an 18 here, right? And this would be a 4 here. All right. So we've got our water here. So, okay, so we've got everything labeled here. Oh, are we supposed to draw them yet? Do we just mark the results now? Then the next thing is to connect the water sources. So starting from the highest point on the map, so it shows a hill or mountain as water flows from high to low ground, connect the river numbers to form a long meandering river with tributaries and lakes. Okay, so we just need to connect everything is the idea. Starting from the highest point, well, our highest point here would probably be this 18, right? So that means that we're going to start here with a very large lake, probably. Now, are the sizes here still relevant? It doesn't look like we go with the size here. Okay, cool. So we start here with well, it's going to be a large lake. I will actually take large lake to mean large in the technical sense. That is that it's about 6 centimeters across. Okay, six, like not real life centimeters. All right, so we're gonna have a big lake right here at just the base of this. Okay, so this is going to be, I guess, 18. I'm just write this as a lake, right? And 6 centimeters, so about three. So this is going to be really big, actually. So it's going to be something like this. I'm going to give it some like wavy, and it butts up against these hills here, right? So there might even possibly be like waterfalls coming down or something like that, potentially. Um, Although, you know what, not regularly, I suspect. Because this is just like a hilly region. I don't think there's like a source of water that'd be here continuously. All right. Next, then, other things we need to connect to. Remember, just 1 through 3 just means plain old river. So I will go ahead and have that run down. It looks like this is going to be the lowest region. It's going to be kind of in my lower right-hand corner here. Yeah, you can't actually see the bottom of the map, can you? Oh, well, that's all right. Right, so this is going to have a river that runs through here and over here, and then kind of meanders down this way. Now, number 4 indicates there's going to be some kind of division. So I'm going to have river divide here, at the bottom, something like this, right? So we have a division at the bottom. There it is, right? And then we should also have some division up top, right? So I think that maybe they're 10. What does 10 indicate again? I don't remember. Double check my notes. Uh, 10 plus indicates a large lake or a coast. All right, well, I mean, we could actually have a coast over here, couldn't we? Yeah, let's actually do that. So we have like these cliffs here. Yeah, yeah. So I'm going to edit this a little bit. Okay. And then this is going to be where the coastline is, right? So it comes around here, like so, right? And this is all going to be, oh, 10, I guess this is all just going to be ocean. So just draw like so. And then this comes down like this to the coast. And then up here, right, there's going to be another split, it says. So I imagine here we're going to have some river coming down this way, right? And a river coming from off the map this way, right? And these are all going to come over here and join up. Yeah, that's it's not meandering enough. Okay, let's have it meander a little bit more, right? And then it's going to join up with the main river this way. Oh, I like that. That's cool. Right, so all of our rivers are kind of flowing this way. This is kind of awkward. Let's go ahead and kind of do this. There we are. So that's what our um, river system looks like. The next thing then that we are supposed to do is draw the wilds. The wilds we do the dice drop method very much like we did for the hills, right? So we'll go ahead and take these and drop them. These are heavily forested areas. So then we drop them and some things just fill out the map. All right, come on. There we are. All right, and this one is off the map as well. All right, so there we are. All right, so these are where my forests are. So I have a 10 here, a 1 here, a 2 here, a 6 here, 2 here, a 2 here. So we don't actually have like really big forests, it looks like. All right. Oh, I should probably make that clear. This is 4 for the water here. All right, so this water is for wilds. So this is going to be very small. So just 2 centimeters across. It's just going to be like, and I'm going to make this kind of like cloud-like to indicate that they're wilds, right? So there's wilds there, here, again, wilds. What else do we have? These are wilds, so 10 would be really big. Yeah, 10 is huge actually, so it's supposed to be 8 centimeters. So, uh, so go 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is going to be an enormous area, like surrounding this lake. So just make the wilds here. Right, so yeah, we have some forest that's like there. That's pretty significant. These 6 are also wilds. The 6 would be medium, so it'd be 4 centimeters. So just go 2 across here. Okay, so this is also going to butt up against the coastline. Here's a small one. And this is going to be an enormous one as well, right? So we've got to go 1, 2, 3, 4. There we are. So if you're going to have it be 8 across, something like this. All right. 6, yes. We've got our 6 wilds areas. Very nice. Okay, and then the next step, create more wilds. So we actually do that one more time. Oh, I actually grabbed an extra die. All right, drop them again, and again out of the ocean and onto the map. There we are. So 3. Okay, so this is here. 1T here. Okay, that's already part of the wilds here, but that would kind of widen it out. So this would also include Okay, there we are. That's definitely big here. This is going to get subsumed by this one. So 10 wilds is going to be, again, really, really big. So we have lots of wilds actually in this world. Yeah. So these are all merged here. This one is a 7 for wilds, which is again going to be 7 is large, so we don't want to get 1, 2, 3. So something like this. Okay. It's going to merge all this stuff together. Well, yeah, we have this big wild area here. That's cool. And then another small area here. Just going to merge these things together. Yeah, wow. This is like an enormous forest here. Cool. All right, next thing we need to mark features. Features, what it says to do for that is, okay, use the dice drop method and mark the numbers on the map. The number represent the size of the points of interest. Okay, so standard sizes of points of interest. Okay. So again, we're going to drop this down, and then we're going to have a point of interest table that we need to examine. Okay. All right, so drop it again. Cool. All right, so let's write down our numbers. So we've got a 2, a 1. This is a POI. Over here is a 2, POI. Here's a 1, POI. There's a 16, POI. And here there's a 6, POI. All right, so let's go through these one by one. Okay, I mean, how else can we do it? I can't multitask this. Okay, so first one here, um, 6. So 6 indicates this would be medium-sized. Yeah, so it'd be medium, and I need to determine what type this is. So first thing to do is roll a d20. This is a landmark, right? So this one up here, 6, it's a landmark, right? What kind of landmark is it? There are subtables here for landmarks. Okay, here we go. So that landmark is a 74. It is a shadowed 73 ridge. So it's a shadowed ridge in the wilds. Okay, that makes some degree of sense. All right. The next one, and I guess 6, that indicates that it would be like medium size. So something like this. This would be a shadowed ridge right here. All right. This one, 16, is going to be really big. Um, what, 16? Is that huge even? Double check this. Yeah, it's huge. Right, so this is going to be really quite large. So something like this. There's lots of overlapping here. That's one thing. Like the map they give you does not show nearly this much overlap. Um, anyway, right? So what do we got here? 11. 11 indicating this is a geographical thing. Okay, so what's the geography here? Geography, it is 61. It is a quaking river. Quaking river. Right, so something about the river here. I mean, sure, we'll just go with it. I'm not gonna fight with that. All right, the next thing. Let's see. We got this little one over here. It's a 14. That's another geography thing. All right, so it's geography. It is 84 and 99. 84 and 99 indicate that this is a treacherous woodlands. Hilariously, not actually in any of the wilds. Okay. So that's a small one here. So that's just going to be like this little area. So I guess I'll just go ahead and draw a little circle around that. Okay. 2 POI. Let's see what that is. So this one is 10. 10 would indicate, I think, interestingly, I've not gotten any construction, so it's another landmark. Okay, so it's a landmark here. What kind of landmark is it? It's 21. It is a dusty 17 Dusty Cliff. Right, so I think Dusty Cliff makes some degree of sense here up against the coast. All right, what else do we have? We have so far we've got one, two, three, four. I need two more. Oh, there they are. They're both small. All right, so this one. So what kind of point of interest is it? Three. Three indicates that. Oh, okay. I think this is my first construction. It is a construction. Okay, cool. So construction. What is this? Construction. It is 95. Right, so it is a vial. That's nice. Vial in 56. Mine. Oh, and that's in the hills, so it makes some degree of sense. So this one, just dot here, this is going to be a vile mine because it's a construction. And then the point of interest over here, let's find out what that is. 3, it is also a construction, right? So it is a 13 is a cracked O5, cracked barrow. So there we go. All right, the next thing we need. Right, so that is all of our features. Next thing we need to do is introduce a settlement. So select a central point on the map for your starting settlement. Consider a location that is close to natural resources or accessible to other areas for travel and or trade. Right, so one thing I notice, the very center here, kind of on a bend in the river, on the edge of some woods, that wouldn't necessarily be too bad. But I kind of feel like it makes more sense, right, for us to maybe here at the fork in the river. So I'm going to put the settlement here. Yes, there's our settlement. Okay. Now I need to make paths. So it says connect settlement in each construction feature. That'd be this one and this one, right? To their nearest one with a dashed line to represent a track or path. And then we use the dice drop results to connect these as follows. It's linked, so for link to the settlement, we need to connect directly working around terrain features. All right, so what I imagine we're going to do is something like this. So here comes my path. We're going to go kind of between the woods rather than through the woods. And then we're just going to have to go up the hill to get to the mine. Okay, right. And then these two are closest to each other, right? And it is an odd to an even, right? So this is a 1 to a 2. And it says for that, to an odd to an even, it's the same kind of thing, right? So we will connect directly like so. Right, so connect the settlement and each construction feature to the nearest one. Okay, yep, so that's it. Then we finalize the map, meaning add random features. So use the dice drop method and mark the numbers on the map. The number represents the size of the point of interest as follows. Oh, there's a random features table, apparently. Right, cool. Right, so we'll do the dice drop method one more time. End up a whole bunch together. Well, okay, whatever. All right, now let's go through it. So, my random features table, where's that? Oh, there we go. All right. So first one, 12. Okay. All right, so what I need to do then with each of these, I need to kind of mark out where it is and also what it is. So let's see. I'm going to go ahead and do the random features first. So this one, number 9. So this one right here, we're going to have a random feature. Let's see what it is. This is 31. 31 indicates this is a food source. So I'll just mark here. Because it was 9, it would be pretty big. So it's going to be a food source. All right. Then up here is 12. So just mark here. For the food source, I'm actually going to mark 31, just so that it's obvious what that is. Yeah, yeah, okay, yeah, that's actually what they're doing here. They're marking it in the example they give you. Some things are marked according to like different number combinations. Uh, some of these combinations, it's just like somebody rolled a D100, right? So I think that's actually what's happening here, right? So some of them, yes, that's exactly what's happening. Okay, okay, this makes perfect sense then. All right, so number 12 right here, we would not call it by 12. We would instead call it by 44, right? So 44, we would label there, it's a hidden enclave, concealed, secluded area. So right here, so 44, hidden enclave. All right, then we have a couple twos in here. Okay, so we have something small right around here. Find out what that is. 82. 82 indicates it's a ruined watchtower. Okay, so it's going to be 82, ruined watchtower. Interestingly, this ruined watchtower is not far from the road that leads from the settlement. Okay, then over here in the woods here, what is there going to be? 36. So right here, 36. 36 is a forgotten village or abandoned settlement. Oh, that's cool too, because it's also not too far from the road. I mean, not too far in this case is going to be like 9 miles. These are 6 mile exits. All right, down here, there we go. What is that going to be? 30. That's going to be an environmental hazard. So something in the grasslands there is dangerous. And then in here in the middle of these wilds, right on the river, actually, it's going to be 83, a sacred burial ground. Okay. Oh, I forgot to mark down the environmental hazards, 30. Right, cool. And that's how you create a region in the wilderness. I think that's kind of cool. I mean, naturally here, like one thing that they do in their maps is that they use color, which I think would be a good idea. So, like coloring the wilds green, right? Putting any of your water features in blue. I think certainly make it easier to see and what is what without, you know, it being quite so messy to look at. But nonetheless, I think this is a pretty cool technique. I don't know that I'm convinced that it's particularly useful to do this on. I think maybe what I would want to do is lighten up the hexes a little bit. 'Cause I think these hexes come through a little bit strong, or maybe I would want to use like something darker to write with, uh, to really make it clear what I've added right to it. But otherwise, I think this is kind of a cool thing. I mean, you end up with a neat map in the end. Yeah, yeah. I like trying these different methods, so I'd like to see what they have here. Again, available totally for free. All of the tables and everything I have linked in the description below. As for now, this is Prof E signing off.